Hello everyone and welcome to another video. And oh man, last week the predictions haven't went well. PTSD did beat Mood because Mood pulled out. HKLA ended up beating Rat because Rat pulled out. And you know, I think I predicted Rat to win, so yeah, great I guess. VCats beat Sammy, and I think I did predict that. And they did it rather convincingly in the second half as well. And then Rally versus Toes. I actually think I said Rally to win. I might not have done. I might have said Toes to win. But I'm pretty sure I actually said Rally. And yeah, that was just disappointing to watch. I did say Cope to win against WFAT. Cope, of course, are now disqualified because after they got 4-0'd by WFAT, they just gave up. Which I think is the first time a team in the top bracket has done that. Just like straight up given up in like the last two. I don't think it happened in 21 season. I don't think it happened in 2020. I wonder if a top team has just given up like that, has just, folded before. I'm not too sure. But WFAT did win that, and I think I did predict Cope to win. Because on paper they had a great team, a really good team. It just lots of individual skill, but it just didn't come together. And so for whatever reasons that might be, and now they have multiple bans in place, which yeah, I mean, some of the bans are pretty long. I mean, so all of them are indefinite, I think, and then you've got like, they can be appealed, in like 6 months or whatever. Some of them, and some of them are longer than that. But still, very surprising. And then of course we come to, in my opinion, the most exciting match of last weekend, which we ended up losing. Come versus CBT. The map ban didn't go very well. We ended up with Dahaka because it was either that or really lane 1, because CBT were like, well, we're not playing you on any Hossin lanes where you could, because obviously we beat them, I think, on Gurney previously. Their additions to their infantry, to their roster, especially to their flex infantry, who can flex to pilots as well. During the roster break, I guess, they picked up some really good players, and it carried them through it. In terms of the buffing up their infantry, whether or not they had better infantry on the day, yeah, probably. We were missing key players like Frog Mike. And at the end of the day, the first half we got fucked up on the opener. And although then we made the adjustments and we made it 1-1, and then we took it to overtime, to lose in the last second like we did, the macro was correct in the second and third rounds, but the micro just wasn't good enough in that last round, and it was a micro which lost us that round. But really, we should have never had it go to that round. We should have won 2-0. But we had some bad calls made, such as the infantry, not repulling their vehicles. Instead, they spawned on a Sunderer. When really, the repull of vehicles would have been the right play. And that's what lost us the first round. That's the main reason. I might make a more in-depth video about that loss. I don't know. I'm kind of stretched for time at the moment, so we'll see. Anyway, that means the final is Cobalt Terrans versus WFAT, because Cum versus Cope is not happening. Cum versus Cope not happening, as Cope have been disqualified. And I did predict Rally to win. Okay, there we go. So obviously, oh, I predicted WFAT to win. Oh, okay. Well, that makes my predictions a little bit better. Okay, good stuff. But obviously, Cum didn't win. It's actually going to be CBT. And I just have to predict WFAT. Look, it's no secret that actually, obviously I've had close ties um, with Cobalt Terrans for the last 2 seasons, and indeed I have been given the smooth brain tag on their Discord, um, and they've involved me in the planning. Um, they haven't really taken on board my opinion, to be honest. They went with their own thing, which, to be honest, makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, I'm not a part of their team. I don't really know how they want to play it, so they've kind of ignored me, you know. So, but I'm not saying that they lose to WFAT because they've ignored me. I'm saying they lose to WFAT because they're playing on lane 3. And now, if you don't know what lane 3 is, it's, of course, the Shrouded Skyway lane. Quati to Wokuk. And it's a dog shit lane. It's this lane here. It's just dog shit. It's 40 minutes. The south side is significantly weaker than the north side. And it's just, you're going to have a bad time. So there we go, WFAT to win. As it stands, knowing what I know, I think WFAT will win. I don't see, because let's say it goes 1-1 again, right? Well, the way it works is WFAT will have the stronger side in the third round. So to go to overtime would be an automatic loss, kind of, basically. So I don't know. Yeah. So sorry, Cobalt Terrans, but lane 3 is not like I've said this to Adaz, and I'm pretty sure I've said it in the Discord as well. Lane 3 is not a lane you want to play WFAT on. And I think I don't really want to make a massively in-depth video about it, but I mean WFAT's, I suppose, strategy is really good. The way they play is just really good. I mean, for those who don't know, right, they prioritize keeping these 2 rep galaxies alive, right, and they kind of play passive in a certain area which they want them to play. This means that the enemy, their opposition's air is drawn to them, which then enables some other kind of, let's say lesser skilled air-to-air pilots. They then go and help their ground forces out with Hornets or some such air-to-ground, and so that gives them ground control. And because the galaxies enable them to either have a stalemate in the air or just straight up win the air, it creates a lot of space. It buys them a lot of time to whittle down the opposition. And on a lane like lane 3, where the other team has to get to you, it's going to take a longer time. I can't remember the exact timings, but Shrouded, teams don't meet at Shrouded Skyway, they meet at Scarfield, right? So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I don't necessarily see a way out, but that being said, they could. So, what this means in terms of overall rankings, and I'll write this out just to help visualize. We're going to have WFAT, CBT, come. I don't think so. Copa does qualified, I think, right? And if that's the case, then I think it's going to be PTSD, HKLA, Yeah, because HKLA beat Rat, so didn't they? Because Rat pulled out. They did. Okay, so Rat, and then how many teams is that? I feel like I'm missing a team from that now. Don't know which team I'm missing. I'm definitely missing a team. I guess Mood. Right. That'd be Mood, I guess. That's the team I'm missing. And then down here, because there were, so it was Sammy, VCats, Toes, and then Rally. So this should be the final standings of the tournament. You know, to be honest, not too bad for any of these teams. And WFAT haven't won a season in so long. I don't think they've ever won a season actually. And to be honest, you know, they've been playing for a long time now, right? I remember they were playing back in 2020 when I led Short Stack to victory. Obviously they played last year, and they're playing again this year. So, you know, that's at least 2 years without without a championship spot. It's also, I think, the first time in. Yeah, it's also the first time into. You know, maybe they got in the finals in 2019. I don't know, or 2018, or whenever that season was. But you know, season 4. But you know, Cobalt Terrans have never been in a grand final either. You know, and so WFAT haven't been in one recently. That's for damn sure. Cobalt Terrans haven't been. This is the furthest they've ever gotten with a roster which looks nothing like their roster in 2020. So we'll see how it goes. It should be a good match. I'm hoping to cast it now that I'm not going to be in it. We'll see what happens with that. Either on my own personal or PSB's main. We shall see. Nonetheless, thank you for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.